To be like Jesus, written by Ellen G. White.
Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart. In my heart, Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart. In my heart, in my heart, Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart.
Practicing the End Time Lifestyle. July 19th. Stay close to Jesus and become like him.
You will show me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. Psalm 16, verse 11.
This world is our school, a school of discipline and training. We are placed here to form characters like the character of Christ and to acquire the habits and the language of the higher life. Influences opposed to good abound on every hand. The developments of sin are becoming so full, so deep, so abhorrent to God that soon he will arise in majesty to shake terribly the earth.
So artful are the plans of the enemy, so specious the complications which he brings about, that those who are weak in the faith do not discern his deceptions. They fall into the snares prepared by Satan, who works through human instruments to deceive, if possible, the very elect. Those only who are closely connected with God will be able to discern the falsehoods and the intrigues of the enemy.
There are in this world only two classes: those who serve God and those who stand under the black banner of the Prince of Darkness. Those who enter the gates of the city of God must, in this world, live in the union with Christ.
The principle of God's government, the only principles that will endure from everlasting to everlasting, are to be followed by those who are seeking for entrance into the kingdom of heaven. The line of demarcation between those who serve God and those who serve him not is to be kept clear and distinct.
Let us allow God to control our minds. Let us not say or do anything that will turn a fellow being from the right way. I feel very sad as I think of how few there are who show that they have tasted the deep blessedness of communion with a risen, ascending Savior. Men and women of the world are striving for supremacy. God's followers are to keep Christ ever in view and crying at every step, "Is this the way of the Lord?" A holy desire to live the life of Christ is to fill their hearts. In him dwells all the fullness of the Godhead. In him are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge.
Oh, that our people could realize what advantages would be theirs if they would look constantly to Jesus. He is our Alpha and our Omega. Pressing close to him and holding communion with him, we become like him. Through the transforming power of the Spirit of Christ, we are changed in heart and life. Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart. In my heart, Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart. In my heart, in my heart, Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart. Join us tomorrow for another devotional reading. By God's grace, God's way is perfect. All the Lord's promises prove true.